something I haven't mentioned on this channel yet. Drum roll, please. Today I'm posing the question, is guitar dying? This video was inspired by the recent news that Music Link, the parent company of Recording King, is going out of business. They're closing their doors. Recording King, if you're unfamiliar with them, they are a guitar maker of vintage-inspired instruments, used a lot in the bluegrass genre. I actually own a couple of their guitars and can vouch for the quality. I love both of those instruments. So just like many of you, I get hit by these sort of doom and gloom headlines in my algorithm, and a couple recently has caught my attention in regards to music stores shutting down. Here's a couple of them. Sam Ash shutting down all 42 retail stores, PMT in the UK calling it quits, and in my research, one trend stood out that over the last decade, especially through the 2010s, there was a wave of mom and pop guitar closures all around the country. But what's happening here? Is this just specific to music stores, or is this part of a larger trend where folks are just shopping more online, therefore leading to closures of brick and mortar stores? This post in reference to the Sam Ash situation says what I think. The collapse of a one-time industry leader underscores just how dramatically the internet has reshaped the retail landscape. I want to talk about this Orangewood. This is not a sponsored video, but they did reach out and send me this guitar, no strings attached, for which I accepted because they have a very interesting and lean business model. You can only buy these guitars from their website. They sell directly to the customer. Let's be honest here. There's not many folks that are walking into a music store with a clean slate, looking for a guitar with no idea what they want, compare 10 guitars, and walk away with the Orangewood, most likely. So what are they doing? They're watching TikToks, they're scrolling on Instagram, and they're purchasing guitars and gear from creators and artists that they follow. I'll use this recently purchased Billy Strings model Martin to explain this point further. So of course, big name artists get signature guitars, but what's different in 2025 is that somebody could see Billy play a hot lick at 10 o'clock in the morning on Instagram. By 10:01, they've clicked the link, and by 10:05, they've got a brand new guitar on the way, set up, ready to go. Martin and Orangewood are two very different guitar companies, but I think they both understand this to a point. So the question becomes, if you're a guitar company, is it wise to keep spending money on traditional marketing efforts or invest in new ways that perhaps can also cut cost? Also, guitar companies, if you are listening, here's my contact information down below. So it seems that Orangewood has caught on that they've got to get inside of the attention economy, meeting their audience where it's at, and that is in front of the computer screen. But do these news articles about music stores closing correlate to less people playing guitar overall, thus creating a situation where guitar is dying? Luckily, that's not the case. Sitting here doing my research, it seems that more and more folks are buying guitars and playing guitars, and that overall sales are on the rise. So that's great news. I chat about all the time on this channel how I hope that I am helping folks become less addicted to their devices, and so seeing that folks are playing guitar is great. By the way, this is a bluegrass channel. If you'd like to get started learning, just grab the free mini course down below, 30 pages of everything you need to know. But that being said, I want to circle back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Recording King and its parent company shutting its doors, closing down their manufacturing. And I'm going to throw some headlines up on the screen that I'm sure a lot of folks are at home thinking about, something I haven't mentioned on this channel yet. Drum roll, please. Tariffs. A lot of creators have speculated in recent months what these extra import taxes could mean for the guitar industry as a whole. This is my Recording King RD328. Amazing sounding guitar. It needs a setup and a new saddle, but let me read to you the label. Designed in the USA, made in China. I'm not an expert on policies or tariffs, but this news kind of hit close to home. I really do enjoy playing these instruments, and so this really presents a question to me of, is this correlated? Is this going to be the first of many music companies closing their doors? There's going to be more news, I'm sure, come out here in the weeks and months to come regarding why this company chose to do this. Could be that I'm going to look at this video in like a week and maybe be like, maybe shouldn't have made that. But I think this is a great discussion to have because obviously if there's a higher tax on imports of guitars and guitars parts, we can expect those prices to rise, or companies just not being able to deal with the increased costs. Let me know what you think down below. This is a bluegrass channel after all, so I do offer a beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar course. If you're sitting there at home and you've played guitar for a couple decades or maybe less, and you think, you know, I'm more of a rhythm guy, hey, you can learn bluegrass guitar. A lot of guys online make it look next to impossible to learn, but it's really not. My instruction focuses on chunking it down bit by bit, learning one lick at a time. The feedback I get from most students in there is they're thanking me for it being digestible. There's not like a 35-minute lesson where I'm gonna go over 10 things that you'll never remember. It's all structured curriculum. It's heavily inspired by my time at East Tennessee State University's Bluegrass and Old Time Country Music program, where I was able to learn how to play because I had that structure. That's what you'll get inside there. The lifetime access will give you access to all lessons that are in there now, which there's 100, and all future lessons. Everybody's learning lots in there, and I've met some really great folks now in person at shows and things. So if you're watching this, thank you guys. Everything that I do online is made possible by the folks inside of Flatpick Foundations. Learning beginner bluegrass guitar. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.